Now that we got DeMarvion out of here, are you the new Agent Zero? Are you taking that nickname?
Nah, I'm gonna let Big Bro have that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Where's the offense come the furthest this spring?
I definitely say our quarterbacks for sure. I think getting Arch definitely made Quinn step up his game for sure. Malik coming along too. You know, he's getting over that injury. You can just tell Quinn is in a different mode this year. The way he carries himself, the way he come to the facility, he's starting to be more of a leader. And I'm loving the way he's stepping up for sure.
With such a deep wide receiver room, can you see how that's affecting your passing game and how they can kind of open up the field for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. With these young receivers we got like Jonte and DeAndre, they're definitely going to be assets for us, especially in the offense we have. I love the way both of them play for sure. And once they get it together, it's going to be some problems for sure.
What do you love about the way they play?
Just their overall game. I love the way how they both get in and out of their routes, how they catch the ball, just everything as being a receiver. You can tell that they're going to be ready for the season.
JT, in the offseason, what have you worked on the most that you found the most improvement for yourself?
I say my my yards after catch for sure, because I definitely had I left a lot of plays out on the field last year for sure, so that was one of my big emphasis coming to this offseason. You know, you look at guys like Travis Kelce and George Kittle, they get all their yards off a yak, not in the initial catch, so that was my big emphasis.
For you, you got a pretty, I know you're working, but you got a pretty safe spot at the top, but Sark uses a lot of two tight end sets and more. So what have you seen from other guys in your room, and even if there's an offensive lineman who kind of is in Andre's role, what have you seen from that?
You said Andre who?
Carrick.
Oh, okay.
So what have you seen from your room to allow the offense to maybe use two tight ends?
For sure. My boy Gunner for sure. He's definitely taking his game to another level too, and that's making me work even harder. So I hope I'm making him work harder as well. So I just can't wait to show what we can do in the field.
What about Juan?
Juan?
How's he doing?
Oh, Juan definitely coming along. You know, he's starting to get it. You know, it's taking him a little while, but he's definitely starting to come along, and I'm happy for him that he's starting to finally feel himself and get back in that mode.
Going back to Terry's question in your answer about Yak, is there a player or two that you keep thinking about last year that you felt that, hey, I could have done more, I could have broken that off?
Really, any play I got tackled by the first person. I feel like I hold myself to a high standard. I feel like since high school, I feel like nobody should have tackled me the first person should never tackle me. So that's one of my big emphasis.
JT, with Malik, I don't know how much you got a chance to work with him last year. This spring, what stands out about him compared to the other quarterbacks, and what's it like working with him?
Malik got a freaking cannon. Like he's slanging that ball for sure. So I just love the way he's starting to mature. You know, he's young too. He's starting to mature, starting to understand more. He been on Quinn hip. You know, Quinn got a year under his belt. He just starting to do the things Quinn do, and that's going to bring him a long way.
See, obviously replacing Bijan and Roshan is not an easy task. So what have you seen from, the Jalen Blues, the C.J. Baxters of the world, and even Brooks when he's out there?
Oh, Jay Blue has definitely stepped up for sure. That like since last year he stepped up, and I can't wait to see him get his opportunity. And C4 coming in making a statement for sure. He's young, but he's definitely showing that he has the capability to come in here and make some noise this season.
You're kind of an extension of the offensive line. What is there an offensive lineman who wasn't a starter last year who's impressing you, stepping up?
DJ Campbell and Cameron Williams, they got a year under their belt, so this is their time to shine. And they starting to play their size, I know how it is being a freshman, got the jitters and stuff, but they definitely starting to play their size, and I just can't wait for them to dominate.
Are you starting to think that I have a chance to, show what a tight end can do at Texas? Because, it's not like Texas has a storied history of tight ends, but coming up from last year, do you think that you have a chance to kind of show up for your position?
Oh, for sure. I've been in grind mode. I'm ready to show the world what I'm really capable of. Last year was my opening season, and I'm ready to show my full story now.
How have you become more of a leader?
You said how? I'm starting to take that Roshan role, being a more vocal leader. Ro is a big leader for our team, if not the biggest leader, and I praise him for that. I looked up for him, so I'm definitely taking after him in that aspect for our team.
Why did you
JT
feel
from
the need to do that? Why did you feel like you wanted to do
Me personally, I feel like I've always been a leader to any team I'm on. So, and I feel like if I'm a leader on this team, it's going to bring a lot more young guys along, even older guys. Just seeing me doing what I'm supposed to do every day, and I feel like it's going to bring everybody along as a team.
JT, from a blocking perspective, when you have to go against an Ethan Burke or a Sorrell, some of those other guys, like, talk about the growth that you've been seeing from some of those guys on that side.
Barron for sure, and Ethan really, Ethan more because he got that long base, so he got an advantage on that, and he definitely gonna be able to put that to work this offseason. Barron's just getting better every day. I hate going against Barron. That motherfucker's so strong. I hate going against him. That motherfucker.
from the record.
JT, when you receive a catch or a ball from one of the quarterbacks, is it a different ball coming at you between Arch and Quinn and Malik? Is it pretty much the same, or do you have a difference?
I just say Malik just throws it harder. That's it. But I feel like my hand's big enough, so I just catch every ball the same.
Coming at you faster?
Yeah,
Spin on them? Or in the
just
air?
heat. He putting heat on it every time. It don't matter what the route, he putting heat on it for sure.
Which of those defensive guys? Which of those defensive guys are hardest to shake when you're out on a route? And specifically, how's Jaron in coverage if you're up against him?
Me and Jaron go against each other every day, one-on-ones. So I love that he making me better. I'm hopefully making him better. I say Bug or no Jaron or Keaton for sure, because Keaton he gonna come and hit you. So if you don't make a move, he gonna come hit you. Bug too. He don't care. He gonna come hit you too.
Who's a player?
Oh, Jaron, I'm sorry. Jaron, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Who's a player on offense and a player on defense who could surprise this year?
I say I'm gonna give two on offense. I say Cedric and Jonte Cook for sure, and defense Anthony Hill.
Why?
And Hill, I just going to high school with Ant Hill. I know what type of player he is, and he doing the same thing he was doing in high school. So I definitely think he come in with the right mindset and the right attitude to come here and make some noise too. And C4, just like C4 making noise too. And I can't wait for all of them to get the opportunity to show what they're capable of.
Thanks, JT.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Thanks, you guys. We'll have Jade in a second here.
Good morning.
How you doing? Questions for Jaron?
Jaron, just talk about the defense, what you're seeing, where you think y'all have improved. You got some holes to fill.
Well, the defense, I feel like, especially in the secondary, we have grown tremendously, with depth, even with Keaton Crawford, he has came a long way. We just have so much depth in the secondary, and then the whole defense in general, we're all just locked in. We understand our assignments, and we're just getting after it, having fun out there.
Jaron, some of the new guys in the secondary, what's been your first impressions of them, and what do they do particularly well that can help you?
Yeah, new guys, transfers that came in, they came in with a lot of experience already. So just learning the coverages and how to play techniques, that's all they needed to do, and they're up to par now, so they're getting after it.
Jaron, you talked about Keaton, so Sarkisian just talked about him and his growth and a lot of the strides that he's been making. What have you been seeing, from him, whether on and off the field?
Just being instinctual. At safety, that's one of the big things that you have to do. Him coming from corners, which is a lot of technique, to coming to safety, which is a lot of instincts and communication. He doesn't grow that confidence, and he has a better feel of what he has to do now.
What Gavin Holmes
Yeah.
coming in? What have you seen from him? Obviously, he's playing corner, but
Yeah, speaking of Gavin, he made a good play today, reading the lanes of the quarterback. And just one of the guys that came with a lot of experience, and he understands what his technique is and just doing his job pretty much.
Catalan is not a full participant, but what's your vibe?
When Catalan came in, we had a lot of conversations, just general, and I learned a lot from him, just from technique-wise, and he taught me some stuff, you know what I'm saying? So Catalan, he already knew just from him coming in and just having a simple conversation with him that he knows a lot already.
I know last year you were mostly on the boundary. This year you're doing a lot of work on field. What's a big adjustment, and if you've talked to him, how did AC maybe help you make that adjustment?
One big thing we do, during spring and times like this, we play left and right safety. We don't play boundary and free. So we're in situations where we have to play boundary and field just based off where the ball is. So just getting them reps, and I played it my freshman year, and in sophomore year or something a little bit. But just getting the reps and having a feel of what the different techniques that you have to play, that's all it is pretty much.
How much of an asset is that experience that Gavin, that Jalen bring to this program?
Oh yeah, it is. It just brings depth to our roster. Best man out there is going to play, and it just brings the competition level up and just makes everybody work harder for a spot.
What, among the younger guys like BJ and Larry Turner, what are you seeing from those guys?
Being year two, them guys have took big steps. It's just at safety, you have to be. It's more mental than anything. So I feel like at safety, just a lot of times, just getting them reps and just understanding what the coaches want us to do is very big. And them from year two, from year one, they have shown tremendously that they have took steps learning our defense.
Who are the leaders now on defense?
I feel like as a defensive collective, we all come together. Like we're a very veteran group. So like for example, a guy will break it one drive and another guy will break another drive. We just come together. So it's not just one standout leader. We're all leading each other. We all understand, like, if he's leading, we're following. It's all a unit.
A DB's best friend is a pass rush. What are you seeing from those edge guys up front from your perspective?
Man, them boys go to work. They make our job in the back end so much easier. If we like to call them sack coverages, they get there, they make our jobs easier. They get the faster they are, the faster the ball got to come out. So just off techniques and coverages we play, we'll critique our technique based off what we're playing. So, for example, we're blitzing. We know the ball got to come out fast. So we will tighten our feet down and let our D-line do the work because we know the ball is coming out fast.
Jaron, how have you been able to work with the older defensive backs and help the newer, younger guys come in and adjust to such a fast-paced level at the DB position?
Just the older guys, like I said, they came in already with a lot of experience, and experience goes a long way, especially at this next level. So just we treat it all the same. If it's a freshman out there, I'm going to communicate the same way I communicate to a veteran. So just keep it all the same, grow confidence in one another. That's all we need to do.
As someone who has to play against them a lot, who are some of the offensive players who've made your life kind of tough during spring?
Like blocking, like receiving wise, I would say like Jay Witt's an all-around receiver. When you faced up on him, you got to know who you're dealing with. So just it's a lot of guys that he's a threat. You got to know where he's at. It's just you got to know who you're dealing with and know how you got to play against him.
What about Quinn? What have you seen from him? How is he different?
Oh yeah, Quinn. You can tell that he's came a long way learning like the defense and knowing what we're playing. Even if we're disguising on him, he does a good job of looking out the safeties, and I can tell he done came a long way just from that aspect.
The young receivers like John Tay, DeAndre Moore. What are you seeing, and A.D. Mitchell? What are you seeing from those guys?
AD, he's one of them guys that came with a lot of experience, and Jonte, he came in and he understood this is college. You gotta step it up. And at first he was a little shaky, but as like we got through winter workouts and now that we're in camp, he understands that like you gotta pick it up and come on with it. Just getting the feel of things.
How'd you guys do in the last scrimmage? As a unit.
As a defensive unit?
Yeah, unit, and of course in the back end as well.
Oh yeah, I feel like we did a lot of great communication, made everybody right, and just flying around. If everybody's on the same page and everybody's showing effort, then that's great defense.
You said earlier y'all were having fun. How do you define fun on a football field?
Making plays. It's playing football. It's supposed to be fun.
What Malik Muhammad?
Yeah.
What stands out about him?
He's energetic. He's one of them guys that's like he brings energy. You know what I'm saying? He shows he's happy to be here. And that's the type of guys you want on the team.
One last one for Jaron. All set?
Who could surprise? Like right now, if you're just had to pick a guy on defense, who could surprise?
In the secondary, this Indy defense.
Both.
Secondary, you just said his name, and I like Ant Hill. He's shown that he's real mature and understands the game a little bit.
Thanks, Jaron.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
I thought we'd said goodbye to you last year. Why did you decide to come back? Why another year here at Texas?
For a multitude of reasons. I'm actually writing a paper on it, and I'm trying to get it in the Players Tribune, so I ain't gonna say too much. But obviously, come back and get that Big 12 championship, and just improve myself, honestly, and try to improve this team as much as I can and make as much of a big impact I can before I'm, gone. But
Last week, Sark cited you as one of the team leaders. Like,
Yeah.
for you, being your fifth year, what does that mean, being a leader, besides being vocal?
It means a lot. It feels like high school all over again when you go from, being somebody down here to just being put in a role where you got to actually be vocal. And, now I'm back at that part. So it's something that I've been taking seriously, and it's tough, being somebody who doesn't talk that much and then just having to be really vocal. But I think that I'm getting better at it, and we got a lot of guys that are too. So
Where have you seen the most growth from Quinn?
like we were just talking about vocally, being a vocal leader, and poise. I know I always compliment him on the poise, but man, it's a phenomenal thing watching him play football. So
Compare him to last year,
Mhm.
first year, growing pains, new guy,
yeah.
and how he's different.
Just like I said, just him stepping up and just being, a leader vocally, and just being somebody that you really, really got a lot of faith in. He's a guy that I got a lot of trust in, and just watching him play, it just motivates me to, just go as hard as I can for him. So.
Did you put your name in for the draft advisory board?
Mhm.
And what did they tell you? That's the first round, second round return?
Yeah. I got a lot of mixed answers. There was a lot of things, a lot of different directions that people were leading me on to, and I just ultimately had to sit down and ask myself, if I was my son, what would I do? And that's how I ultimately came up with the answer. But a lot of people were saying leave, you made it through a whole year healthy and all that stuff, but that wasn't really something that I took that much into consideration, because I don't really think about injuries like that.
Of the new faces in the receiving corps, including some guys that were hurt last year, who's one or two guys that really stood out in the spring that you like?
Jonte Cook. I like Jonte, man. He's smooth. Jonte Cook, DeAndre Moore, A.D. Mitchell is really nice. My whole room, man, we took a really big step up, and I'm really excited to watch what we do.
Jordan, go for it. Jordan, when you're receiving a ball,
Yep.
you're the guy, is there a different ball coming at you between the three quarterbacks? Arch, Quinn, and Malik?
Nah. To be honest, I just get in the spot I'm supposed to be, and the ball's supposed to be there, and it's always there no matter who's throwing it. So.
What's Mitchell been like, and how have y'all been able to help him adjust into a completely new offense?
He's a guy who's played a lot of college football at a high level, so it wasn't that hard for him to get the offense down. So once he got here, he just hit the ground running, and man, he's a really fluent receiver and got great hands, and he's also a guy that's a leader. It's surprising when somebody just gets here, you don't expect that out of somebody, but when he got here, he was talking, he was communicating, and just helping the freshmen out. So.
Between AD showing up, Casey improving,
Yeah.
Isaiah coming back, does the fact that those guys have that position down
Mhm.
and then allows you to play in the slot, do you think that'll be a better thing for you this year to be in that role?
Yeah, I think that I'll definitely have the opportunity to focus more on playing in the slot with those guys, but I just go wherever they tell me to go right now. But those guys, man, it's a real competitive room. We're all going against each other, but at the same time, we're making each other better, so it's fun.
How's that affected X? He's been the guy the last couple of years. How's that competition?
I think it's just a mentality thing. If you feel like you've been the guy, no matter what happens, that's how you feel. And I think we all have that mentality that, we want to dominate. And that's a great thing to see when you have 6, 7 guys that all have that I'm the one mentality. So.
What do you expect from Jatavian this year?
Sanders?
Yeah.
Oh, I expect him to be JT, man. I think he's going to improve more, and he had a great season last year. And he's also another guy. I don't know if Sark brought him up as being a leader, but talk about vocal, man. That guy right there, he'll let you know when you're doing bad. He'll let you know when you're doing good, and I love that about him. And he's just he's nice, man. He's athletic, hands is great, and I'm excited to watch him play too.
You've been
How's
around.
the ice cream hiatus going?
Oh, I was waiting for somebody to ask that. So I've been making it. I ain't done it yet, but my best friend that lives with me, he keeps teasing me with ice cream, bro. He'll go to the store and buy 2 of them. And, it'll just be sitting there. I can't eat it. But I ain't ate it yet. So I got till next week. I'm almost there. How many days we got? 10?
What's the friend's name?
Martin. I call him Marty, like the zebra off. Yeah.
Jordan, so we saw a video.
It's a good question.
We saw a video with you going to Washington. When did you do that, and what was that experience like?
Oh man, that was one of the greatest experiences I've had. So we went as a trip for Black History Month, and we got to go see the new museum they got there, and I learned more in that museum than I learned in all of my middle school days, and it was a great experience, man, just to actually see what went on and how we've grown as a culture, as a community, and I'm definitely gonna go back, and take more people, and I advise them to continue this, make it an annual thing or twice a year thing where you take athletes to go see that, because I think it's something that needs to happen.
What was something maybe specific in that museum that you didn't know, that you didn't learn in school, that you found out about?
Man, there's so much. That's a tough one to answer. I'm trying to think the main thing. I would say the main thing I didn't know a lot about was like the very beginning of slavery and how really like rough it was before they could really document everything, and they were just having the stories in there and just how the boats were, and just it's even hard to speak about, but it's something I didn't learn about.
You've had a chance now to kind of work with Malik.
Yeah.
What are you seeing from him? He's got the big personality, right? But what are you seeing from him now on the field? I see a lot of perseverance, a lot of hard work. Another vocal leader, a young guy, that talks a lot, and just someone who is doing his best to lead the receivers, and because he's really good at telling us where we need to be. Like I said, he's vocal, and you don't get that a lot from a young guy. And all the quarterbacks we got right now, man, they all speak up and they say what they want. And, once the quarterback speaking, everybody's going to listen. So,
What have you seen from the transfers on the defensive side,
Mhm.
the Gavins, the Jalen's? What do they bring to the program, and how tough are they to go up against?
I really like Gavin Holmes. I think all of them, man, they came in and they completely bought into the culture right when they got here, and they're taking strides and they're improving really fast, and it's gonna be fun. I can't hype them up too much because I go against them. But.
Is your motivation as an older player a little bit different than it was when you were younger? The things that you're kind of striving for now.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I was trying to prove a lot to external factors, and now it's more me just proving to myself, what I can do, and I think that ultimately helped me make that leap that I did make, is because it wasn't focused on things outside of me. It's for just internally focused, and it helps a lot.
You mentioned you came back. One reason is to win a Big 12 title.
Yeah.
What's kind of that one thing that your team needs to do to kind of make that next step?
I think when I talk about leadership, I think there's different ways of leading. You're going to have the vocal ones. I think we need to continue to grow in that part. And then you're going to have the guys that, they're not necessarily vocal, but they do what they need to do, and you can watch them. And that's a form of leading, too. And I think we're in the direction of getting every single person on the team to move in that direction. And I think once that happens, then we'll be hard to beat.
So you've had a few receiver coaches at this point in your career.
Mhm.
What does Coach Jackson bring to the room, and how has that transition gone for you?
He brings maturity. He's an NFL guy, so you're learning a lot of NFL techniques, stuff like that. We watch film of NFL guys. Christian Kirk is one of my favorite guys to watch, and he's just translating those things to the college level, and you just see how much it does translate. Just being in college and then watching film like that, they do the same stuff. So just mastering that technique. And him just being a fun guy. He's a cool guy, funny guy. And we always have debates before we start meetings about best artist, best coach, best everything.
Is it tough to have that many different position coaches, or are you trying to just take something from each guy?
Yeah, I think I take something from each guy. But at the same time, you can build a relationship fast when you trust that person. So every coach I've had, I've trusted, and I've been able to build a strong, solid relationship with them. So, yeah, it's not that hard for me.
Sark said the top priority in the spring was to improve the passing game.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen thus far that gives you confidence that
I've seen improvement in terms of timing, just connecting and stuff like that, and just reads and everything. It's all been improving, and it's going to continue to improve. And then I think by the time we get to where we need to be,
it'll definitely be, you know, what everybody's expecting or more. So.
Who's a player who could surprise, who wasn't a starter last year on offense and defense?
Oh, that's a good question. Jonathan Brooks, for sure. Defense. Everybody knows Byron Murphy, but I love Byron Murphy, man. He like that. So I'm shouting him out. And y'all gonna tweet this too, right? So he says I never say nothing. Byron Murphy is gonna have an amazing year. There it is.
How's Savion looked in his?
Oh,
in his,
there's another one. Yeah, Savion.
Has it been part of you to say, hey, coach, you know, I used to run the ball back in high school myself.
I be saying, man, two backs or something, man. Let me get something. But, nah, he's got it, man. You know, we always talked about him being a Deebo Samuel type build, and, you know, Deebo's comfortable in the backfield too, and Savion also is. So just seeing how that wide receiver technique and movement can translate to running back, it gives him a really big advantage when it comes to open field, one-on-one stuff like that. So.
Did you talk
Time for a
to
couple last ones?
Anthony Cook about maybe the idea of returning? Because he was someone who thought he'd be 3, 4 at most, and then ended up for 5. Did you talk with him about?
Yeah, man. I talked to everybody I could. He was one. And, you know, when you are, because I think me and him were both rated high, you come here, you don't expect, especially when you start so good, you don't expect that you'll get plagued by, like, injuries or stuff will happen where you'll have to be here for 5 years until it's here. And then I just had to, you know, I had to put my pride to the side and just realize this is what I needed to do. And that's something that he told me, and he just told me to do what was best for me, you know, so I felt like this was.
Sorry. You've been pretty vocal about just the networking opportunity since, you know,
Yeah, man.
Texas. Can you speak more about that and what you've seen so far?
Man, I've just been trying to every time I meet somebody, I treat them like they're, you know, which they are, the most important person I'm talking to at the moment. And I've been able to come across, you know, a lot of really good people. And I think the networking opportunity at this school is second to none. And just the type of opportunities you get coming to the school off the field, you got to take full advantage of it, because at some point, you know, it's going to be gone. And I'm just really happy that it went the way it has, you know.
Why'd you switch numbers?
The number was meaningful to the running back, and, you know, I gave it to him.
Why'd you pick up 13 then?
I wore 13 in the All-American game. My original number in high school was 3, but I ain't getting that one. So.
What was graduation like for you? What was those moments of amateur?
Oh, it was great. From here, I graduated from here. It was amazing. I didn't know I was actually walking the stage 2 days before, so I had to round up all my people 2 days before I walked, and they all made it. And it was a great feeling. You never really think about how cool it is until you're actually up there and you're like, oh, I'm a Texas X now. So I'm glad I get to say that. I need to put it in my bio. But yeah, it was great. It was amazing, man. It felt just like winning the state championship at high school, to be honest. Yeah.
Did you have a class that you were not sure you were going to pass, and that's why you weren't sure you were going to walk?
Nah, I've been good in school, but it's just. I don't know, man. I was just, because I had one more class I had to do, but if you have one more, they'll let you walk a semester early. So I didn't know if I would be doing it early or doing it late, but I had got accepted to do it. So yeah, and then my ring comes in May, so next month. So yeah, that's one more step. And then.
You said last year that you were doing a lot of extra stuff in the training room before you'd even get to the practice field.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that? Is that?
Yeah, I was doing so much, I didn't think I could add to it, but surprisingly, yeah, I do more now. So, and I even took the ice cream out for a little bit, so that's a big step. But, yeah, I mean, I do a lot. And I've been telling all the guys, I've been seeing a lot of guys on the team also start to implement that into their routine, and it works, man. You know, it's been helping me out, so I definitely added more.
I'm curious, you say you and Coach argue about who the best artist is, so. Who do you think is?
Because he won't put Lil Wayne over Tupac, and I have to. Sorry. So I have to, bro.
Well, get out of here.
Y'all don't got Lil Wayne over Tupac? I got Lil Wayne over Tupac. I got Chris Brown over Drake, and nobody agrees with me.
Favorite song off the Black album right now?
Ooh.
Yeah, I listened to it yesterday.
I don't got a favorite song. I gotta go. See, I gotta listen to albums like 3 times before I get them. Yeah. But yeah.
Good. Are the new guys, you know, kind of fitting in with the program, especially the transfers, Gavin, Jalen? How are those kind of guys kind of fitting in with the program?
Good. Jalen's really smart, and also Malik. Malik is very smart, and Gavin, he's good at high pointing the ball and stuff like that. Yeah, but I really love Malik and just him like trying to grow. He asks me questions all the time and stuff like that. And I maybe not know it all, but I still ask my questions to T-Joe, and I try to relate them and transfer and give them to Malik.
Those transfers, how much is their experience going to be kind of an asset to this program?
It'll be good. We needed some more depth, and we needed some speed at corner and stuff like that. So with Gavin coming, that's going to really help us and Catalan in the back.
Austin Jordan's been working at nickel some, right? What are you seeing from him? How's he growing?
He's growing good. We be going at it in the film room, like with little stuff like if I mess up, he'll correct me. But it's always good and stuff like that. But he knows I know more than him just at the position, just from playing it with the year and stuff like that. So he still asks me, and he tries to do stuff I do.
Where's he progressed?
Good. He also still gets corner reps and stuff like that, but he's been progressing good and stuff like that.
Kind of along that, you're a guy who plays corner, plays star. He's starting to play corner, or he played corner last year, plays star. What's a big adjustment moving inside that he's starting to have to learn how to make?
Well, with T-Joe, with just him teaching me during the season last year, just being aware of when I'm at corner, I can do certain things, and then when I'm at nickel, I'll give you, for instance, like with runs. With corner, we always have to be outside and stuff like that, and then with nickel, I can kind of play fast and make it fast decisions. So just me trying to teach him and just to know to where he's out on the field and like what circumstances and what he can do and what he can't do when he's at nickel.
Jalen Gilbo was getting a lot of reps early on last season. What are you seeing now from him during the spring?
Jalen, he's gonna be good. He's getting back, and just him being right here, and also him helping Jordan as well. If I can't do it, like if I'm in and stuff like that, JG's also there just to follow along and help Austin be on board.
Today, between last season and today, what have you worked on to improve your craft, and what are you most proud of that you've grown in an area?
I would say just my eyes. I want to do better with my eyes. Just kind of going back to me saying when I can look and when I can't look. Obviously, when I'm in man, I keep my eyes on my man. But just in different coverages, when I'm able to kind of cheat and look back at the quarterback and stuff like that, I want to be more aware and just be more technique, and also with my feet.
Where does the secondary need to make the most improvement from last year?
I would say it would always be communication. If the secondary's good with communication, we could do a lot of great things there. Just everybody being on board, even if we get the wrong call. If we get the wrong call or whatever, but if we all play the wrong call, it'll be fine because we're all playing the same thing. We're all on the same page. So just being on the same page it'll make us way better.
Who's impressed you among the newcomers?
Newcomers? Can I say everybody?
Well, that's kind of
let me see.
vague.
I would say Malik.
Malik Muhammad.
Yeah, Malik.
Why?
Well, just him asking me questions. He's willing to grow. I did it here with Josh. I used to be in Josh's ear, like, hey, like, what do I do here? What do I do here? So I just tell him to ask me and just keep asking me, and he's willing to grow. And plus, he's physical. He's not scared of contact, and he wants to go hit.
We just heard from Jaron and Jatavian. They both mentioned Anthony Hill being somebody that stood out to them. What have you seen from him?
Anthony Hill, he's a ball hawk. He loves the ball. He's been getting forced fumbles. He caught an interception yesterday. But, I love Hill. So, yeah, he be going at it. He be going at it at practice and team run and stuff like that.
How's Terrence Brooks looking to you?
Good. Funny thing, the last game of the season, I told everybody how special Terrence was going to be. And Terrence, he's a freak. He's athletic and stuff like that, and strong for a young cat like him. But Terrence, he's been looking amazing to me.
JT in the passing game, as a route runner, how has he improved since you've been around him on campus, and what's it like covering him?
It's good covering him. We have our battles, me and JT. We'll be going at it. But JT, just him being big and physical. But you wouldn't think somebody that big can run routes just like that. But I kind of think of him like Gronkowski or something like that. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Kind of going back to what you were just talking about, being kind of the little brother to Josh. How have you what lessons did you learn from that relationship that you've applied to Malik and how you mentor him?
I'm gonna try to mention myself in that. We're just watching Josh and him having conversations with me, and also when he came back, he came to my house and spoke to me about special teams and stuff like that. So just relaying the message and giving it to Malik, like being on special teams is a great way to get on the field, and also for myself, I've been trying to improve in special teams and stuff like that and create value for myself.
What's Gavin Holmes showing you?
Speed and athleticism. He high points the ball every time the ball's in the air. He just caught a pick the other day in red zone. I think red zone lockout we do, a period we do. He caught a pick to win the game for us.
How's he fitting in? Like, you know, as a newcomer coming in, what's his personality like? How's he blended with the team?
Well, for me, I can speak on for me. For me, we hang outside of like football and stuff like that. We go grab food, like I show him around the city. But Gav, he's a cool, laid-back, chillax dude and stuff like that.
Janae, in terms of the defense as a whole, you guys that are going into year 3 in this scheme, how far have y'all come, probably since the end of year 1 to where you guys are now, just in terms of understanding what PK and the other coaches, what they want to get done, how they want you guys to play?
Well, since the season ended, they made adjustments, obviously, the things that didn't work and stuff like that. But honestly, with me and Jaren, Jaren's really smart. Sometimes we kind of look at each other like, you gonna do this, you gonna do that. But they make it really easy for us to understand what they want. So it's kind of easy for even the newcomers and freshmen just to grasp on what they want and stuff like that.
Is it nice to have no coaching turnover and the terminology is the same? I mean, does everything feel like second nature?
Yeah, it's a family. Like we're all sticking together. Like we're all in this together. They ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. So it's just a bond we're creating right now.
Which of the new receivers has impressed you?
I like Demo. We call him Demo, but I like Demo and also Jonte. Yeah.
What if you play defense against him all the time? You mentioned you have your eyes on him every now and then. So what have you seen from Quinn, both on and off the field over the course of spring?
Me and Quinn, we had a little altercation. Not like a mean altercation. It was one we were competing, and I said that he would throw a pick. He was like, I wouldn't throw a pick, but I need a pick from him. So I've been trying to get a pick from Quinn, and I was supposed to have one today. I see I missed a little bit late, but Quinn, he's improved. His confidence went way up. It went way up. He's confident. He runs the ball when he needs to, and he's patient. So I like that.
Would the old Quinn not have gotten in that altercation? Last year's Quinn, you think? Would he have just heard what you said and walked away? Or?
No, we had it last year, but I picked him up, but I haven't picked him up this time. So I need that pick. Yeah.
You haven't picked him this spring?
Nah, I need that pick. Nah, I haven't picked him, but I need that one from him.
Is there a little bit of a competitive nature between the receivers and the DBs in 7-on-7 right now? And if there is, how's that helping y'all just bring the energy and just kind of get closer as a team, but also just kind of be prepared for bigger energies when you get into the season?
Just the competing standpoint, just being on each other. Sometimes it's fun. So I'll give you, for instance, like me and Whit, we go at it. After the play, Will try to push me and run and stuff like that. But we're just having fun at the end of the day. And me and Whit, we compete all the time. And just like if Whit catches a ball on me, I'll ask him like why did you stem that way and stuff like that. So just so I can know on what a receiver can do and how much time he has and stuff like that. But for instance, me and Whit, we compete all the time. But it just builds something. Like we may bump heads on the field, but at the end of the day in the locker room, we'll laugh about it and go about our day.
So first one for Jade.
Demo is Andre Moore.
Yeah, Demo's Andre Moore.
So what stands out about him and what stands out about Jonte?
Let me see. Okay, Jonte, his route running is amazing, but Demo, he is very fast. He's fast. I was like, dang, but he's fast. So when he gets out his breaks, he goes. But yeah, he's a freak though. He's really fast.
So
Last one, Terry.
So when you're with Whit and he beats you, so you're talking to him to see how he tells you how he beat you, so that you get better defending him. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he beats me, but I beat him too as well. So we're not. Yeah, he tried to throw it in, but he just teaches me on like if I'm outside leverage on what he's gonna do to a nickel that's outside leverage, just to leverage standpoints and stuff like that, and what I can do to just play with the receivers and stuff like that.
So it's fine brush strokes that you get in that.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron.
Who's a player who could surprise on offense and defense?
That surprises.
Yeah, like a player you think could break out who wasn't a starter last year. Maybe one on offense and one on defense.
Keaton Crawford. He's been amazing. With his just communication. He's been playing on my side mainly, obviously to the field, but just with his communication, I've been loving it and stuff like that. He's real physical. He comes down to hit, and everybody knows he's fast and stuff like that. So yeah, Keaton Crawford, I would say for defense, and then offense, I would say. I'll say Blue. Just him willing to learn and always in Coach Choice's ear. And he's explosive and stuff like that. And team run, we be going at it. Everybody be talking noise, making, But nah, him just being here and engaged and willing to fight back with us and stuff like that. That's a big step up for him. So I'm proud of him too.
Thanks, Jody.
Where's the medallion?